morning students, my name is BISWAJIT BEHERA. I am lecturing in civil engineering in NIST Polytechnic. Today I will teach you the construction management chapter. Construction management is a subject in 6th semester civil engineering diploma courses. In this chapter, before I starting the chapter, I will just explaining what is construction management. Construction management is nothing but management means to manage something. Construction means to do a design or to construct something. So for construction purposes, we have to plan something before starting the construction. That's simply known as the management of construction or construction management. In construction management, today I will teach you about the contract. Okay, what is contract? Then who is contractor? What is the contract system? These are basically the introduction of this contract chapter. First contract. Then I will teach you the whom we call contractor. Then our contract system. This is basically the introduction for the chapter. Okay. What is contract? We all aware about before we start or before we initiate everything, we have to contract something with the other. Like if I do a work on behalf of other, then I have to contract with them. Or if I have to perform the work of government, then I have to contract with the government. So contract, if I give the definition of contract, then contract is a undertaking. Contract is an undertaking. Simply it is an undertaking by a person or firm, either it is signed by a person or a firm to do any type of construction work or supply of labor maintaining or repairing a existing work or etc. This is the simple meaning of contract. Means before we initiate a construction work or to supply a labor to some firm or maintaining or repairing existing work, we have to give some undertaking to that authority. Either it is government or a simple individual. This is the meaning of contract. Okay. After contract, what is the meaning of contract? The person or firm who do this contract, he is basically known as contractor. Okay. So contractor is a person or firm who perform the work like construction, or he also supply the labor etc. in an undertaking, okay, or it is simply we also tell that contractor means a person or a firm who undertakes all types of contract. If I make small to this part, then contractor is the person or firm who undertake the contracts. Okay, this is all about the contractors. Means contractors are the people or the firm who undertake the contracts. Okay, this is all about the contractor. Then after contractor, I will discuss with you about the contract system. Then what is contract system? See, everything is done with a process. Before we initiate a work or before after completion of a work, means from assigning a work to someone to complete that work by that person, a system work to conduct that all things. So contract system is nothing but when we undertake a work, then we have to complete that in a time period. So to carrying out that work from starting to the ending, we have to follow some systems. That systems is simply known as contract systems. Okay, if you clearly understood what is contract, then to perform the contract we have to follow that system, or by a process or by a system we conduct that contract. That is known as contract system. Okay, then see, suppose there will be a system, we have to means there will be a system or contract or to perform or to carry out that contract, a system work, or I also give the system through which the contract being carried out which known as contract system. Okay. Let's take some example. Like if I initiate a construction of a building, then there will be some systems through which I can complete that work. Means at first I have to follow some plan, then after that my build, then I started the construction work. Before in this process the work will be done. So the system through which the contract being carried out is known as contract system. I think you clearly understood these 3 points. Means what is the meaning of contract, what is the meaning of contractor, and what is the meaning of contract system. So contract is an agreement. The one who takes that your contract is an undertaking. The one who takes that undertaking is known as contractor, and the system through which that contractor carried out that contract is known as contract system. It is the simple word of these 3 concepts. Okay. Then what is contract? Agreement. Before we start the work, we have to do some agreement with the company or with the government. So there are some agreements. There are 2 types of contract agreement. One is piecework agreement, another is contracts. Here I will discuss with you about the contract agreement. Contract agreement. Contract agreement is of two types. One is BISWAJIT agreement, another is contract agreement, or simply we can call it contracts. These are the two types of agreement. One is BISWAJIT agreement, another is contracts agreement, or simply we call them contracts. What is BISWAJIT agreement? Like the name suggests, here work are assigned, the works assigned to the contractors in a manner like here the rate, sometimes only rate given, means we have to complete. We have no idea how much work we have to complete it, but we aware about the amount awarded for that work. Okay, and sometimes maybe it also assigned us how much work we have to done. Okay, the piece of work is of two types. Piece of work agreement is of two types. One is here piece work, another is work order. These two types are found in piecework agreement. What is the meaning of piecework? Piecework means here the quantity of work in this piecework, the quantity of work is not known. Means suppose I am a contractor and the government assigned me some work, but the quantity of work is not known to me. Only I know the amount I have to pay by the means the government paid me the amount for that work. Means suppose if I take an example, suppose I am a contractor and government tell me that for 1 kilometer square work government give me 2000 rupees, but I am not known that how much work I have to do. Either it's 20 kilometer square or it's 30 kilometer square work. Or the construction, simply we take the construction of construction of excavation of area, construction of area. Okay. Suppose to that particular construction of 1 kilometer square, the government provide 2000 rupees, but government don't tell me that how much. Government doesn't tell me how much work I have to complete it. Okay, so that types of work is known as piecework. Then work order. In work order, rate is known and quantity of work is known. Before initiate a work, the government tells me that you have to complete a road of 20 kilometers. Okay, this is included in the work. So to complete this much of work, I have to take some work order from the government. So this is the difference between the piecework and work order. In piecework, the amount of rate will be known, but in work order, the quantity of work is known. This is the difference between piecework and work order. Then, if we don't know about the quantity of work, then why contractor do this? This is a question arise in our mind. Okay. Then to answer that question, we have to know why or in which cases we use this piecework. Piecework agreement. where we use this piecework. Okay, first, if we have to do some small amount of work, then the before before the initiation of work, the government only tells the contractor that the rate is this much, but he doesn't open up the amount of work. So for small amount of work, we use the piecework agreement. Then second, suppose for running contract, suppose a contract is going on, but due to some circumstances, due to some circumstances, the work is stopped. Then we use this piecework to complete it to use in a running contract. When we do some contract at that time, this concept, the piecework concept is used. Okay, this is the uses of piecework agreement, or in these factors we use the piecework agreement. Okay. Then after piecework, in which cases we use work order. Work order basically used in petty works, means the work which is larger as compared to the piece of work. Suppose in these cases also we use work order concept. Okay, here in work order concept, no formal agreement, no formal agreement will be by the authority. Okay. Lump sum means when the work is much more, then we use this work order, and there will be no agreement, formal agreement is found between the authority and the contractors. This is all about the piecework agreement. Okay. Then contract agreement is of different types. Means it is basically of 4 types. Okay. One is your item rate contract. So sorry, it is 3 types. One is item rate contract, another is long sum contract. Okay, then third one is your percentage rate contract. Third one is your percentage rate contract. These are the 3 types of contracts agreement which I discussed with you in my further classes. Okay, these are the item rate contracts, lump sum contracts, and percentage rate contracts. These are the type of contracts agreement. This is all about the construction agreement. First we understand what is the meaning of contract, what is the meaning of contractors. Then we leave this concept, what is contract agreement. Okay. In this contract agreement, a concept is arise. What is the meaning of tender? Means, what is the meaning of tender? Tender. We all aware about this work, and also we all receive these works from contractors. Then tenders is nothing but it is a bid in written format. Means if a contractor is there, he give a bid in written format, offering the execution of that work. Means suppose we have to complete a work before initiate that work. We have to participate in the bid. Then after participation, the government will assign us that work. Then after completed that work, we do the further works. Like so, if I tell you the simplest definition of the tender, then tender is a contractor's bid of written, means writing format, offering to execute the specific work, means that work done by that particular contractor of a particular time. So it is a contractor's deed in writing offering to execute a specific work in a given times. So tender is a contractor's deed, means to initiate that work, contractor first give a call to complete that work in a writing format. This is simply known as tender. Okay. Then why we perform this tender format, means what is the necessity of tender? What is the necessity means why this tender is performed. Okay. Suppose there was a work, the government first all the people or the contractors by publishing a notice. Then the contractors call the tenders, and the lowest price of the tender will awarded by the work. Okay. So it is means when government published a work at that time, and the contractors awarded by their tender. So the necessity of tenders. Suppose a contractor awarded the work by this process. So by this process, a contractor awarded the work. Okay. This is all about the necessity of tender, and this is the meaning of tender. Okay. Before I go to the other concepts, here I add some points that are what is the meaning of tendering. Tendering is nothing but it is a process of inviting bids. So tendering is a process. Tendering is a process of inviting and accepting the bids. So tendering is the process of inviting and accepting the bids. The bids is usually made up of tender forms. Means there will be a basic form of tender. In that process, the companies or a firm or a person initiate the bids, and the process through which the tender is accepting or inviting the contractors to apply for that particular project, that is known as tendering. Okay. To prepare a tender, we have to point out some basic concepts in our bids. Those are, means before we initiate something, or before we done a formation, means before we done a documentation, we have to follow some basic concepts. Like first we have to give the total detailing layout of that plant, layout plan of the particular building, a particular work. Then second, we have to give the set of drawing, okay, set of drawing, okay. Then in third, we have to do the detailed specification. We have to do the detailed specification, okay. Then we have to give the detailing of stores from which we are purchasing the things, okay. A schedule of stores, schedules of stores. Then we have to give the schedule of tools and plants, schedules of tools and plants. Then in sixth point, we have to give the general condition including time limit. So in sixth condition, we give the time limit for completion of that work. Then next point, we have to give the special conditions. The special condition may have to be highlighted. Special conditions, may have to be highlighted. Then amount of security deposits, then amount of security deposits we have to give in the documentation of a bid. These are the basic points we have to look at before we preparing a bid or before we participate in a bid, okay. Then what is the meaning of tender notice? Suppose I am an authority or the government, when an authority or government initiate a construction work, then at first he have to give a tender notice. In tender notice, either the contractors or the companies are give their participate in the bids. And before I told you that the lawyer tenders always won that work, okay. This is all about the contract, then contractors, contract system, then what are the types of contract agreement, then tender, tendering, then tender notice, then in which cases necessity of tenders. These are the all things, okay. I think you all clearly understood what I taught you.